Welcome to the Pro Bricky exclusive YouTube channel with Reverend Dr. Jason W. Morrison, theologist, otherwise known as Pro Bricky. Let's see what's happening today. Subscribe, ring the bell, like and share, comment on the video if you like it at the end. Here we go.
Okay, so it's been a little over a year and a half, almost 2 years, since my husband had left me.
She got caught in an affair, he left her.
And I never talked about the breakup or the breakdown or what happened. And if you caught a little bit of my...
She pursued a guy for 5 months, got ran through, possibly by the man and his friend. We'll never know. She got caught 5 months later. He found something on her phone. She had to take accountability of that. She was hiding the affair and got caught.
My story yesterday, I just shared that essentially it was my fault. And so when you go through a breakup and it's your fault, it's like kind of hard to talk to anybody about it.
A lot of women are causing breakups today. They're not resolving issues. They're being confronted with the issues, but they're choosing not to resolve them, and they're pushing people's tolerances, and they're losing their relationships. And they're well aware of it, but what you've got to understand is some people just have a natural bend towards unresolved, and that's why they end up with no one and nothing. It doesn't seem to bother them. You've got to be very careful of these ones. They'll come and they'll waste your time. When it gets down to the nitty-gritty, they've got no backbone.
What I noticed was that people like to comfort you by tearing the other person down. And
this is where people get deceived. And I take my hat off to this bird. I think she's taken accountability for what she did, and she's not passing it on to the other bloke. If more people done this, there'd be a better society in which we live. But denial's massive in our societies today, and people just aren't taking accountability and responsibility. Listen.
I just couldn't deal with that because I broke it. You know, I still loved him. And hearing people talk badly about him after I had already done what I did was really, really hard.
I take my hat off to her. She's tearing up. She knows that she's banged another bloke. She's let down the husband completely. This is the thing, she still loved the other husband, but she still loved the husband, but was sucking somebody else's cock. Because there was issues that she failed to resolve within herself with the husband. And she said in another video, she never brought those issues to the front. In my world, I bring the issues to the front and give that person a chance to digest it and resolve it. And if they choose not to resolve it, I walk away, because it will end up in trouble. Unresolved issues always end up in trouble. Now, she said she couldn't stand people saying bad things about him because he hasn't done anything wrong. She's wise. I've just come out of a relationship with a woman where her sons absolutely brutalized and villainized my character, and she had no backbone at all. All she had to say was, get the fuck out of it and stay out of my business and away from my man, and we'd be still going. But she was too attached to her children, and that never happened. And now she pays, not me.
But like I said, it's been...
And they don't give a shit either.
Almost 2 years now. He's remarried. I've never talked about the situation or what happened, so I'm finally ready to share a little bit of just like what I've learned and what went down.
So what she's saying is he moved on, and we all move. You've got to move on. It's no good you going down in a heap because somebody's living a life of unresolved. Let them fucking go and die if they have to. Let them go do whatever they want. It's not your problem. After you've walked away, you've exposed the person as being weak. They don't have enough value for the relationship to give to it what it needs. Let them go. Let them sink. Fucking walk away. A lot of these Sheilas go a little bit strange after they wreck things too, and they lose their self-worth and all the rest of it. But that's not your problem. If people want to go down that road, let them. It's not good, man. These are the people you've got to try and avoid.
A lot of people talk about their cheating ex. Not a lot of people admit that they were the cheating ex. A lot of people talk
A lot of people talk about their cheating ex.
about their cheating ex. Not a lot of people admit that they were the cheating ex.
Ah, right. So what she's saying is a lot of people don't become accountable for what they've done. I think this way of doing it's working, guys.
The goal of these videos is not to talk shit on my ex. That will never happen. And it's not to endorse cheating, because that's definitely not something I'm endorsing. It's just something that I'm saying happened, that I am paying the consequences for. So
Is she fucking ever, and they do. Now, let's get a little bit deeper here, viewers. It's okay. The cheating's a consequence of not resolving underlying issues that could have been resolved but weren't. It always comes back to some kind of aggravation that's going on underneath that doesn't get resolved. And it's a rip-off, and it's a sign of severe immaturity, it's a sign of trouble, and it's a sign of what can happen. Cheating. If a woman gets bitterness and resentment towards you for long enough, she'll jump the fence. There's no two ways about it. And that's why a lot of guys jump the fence, because women just don't listen. I don't think jumping the fence is the best thing to do. I think dissolving the relationship is the best thing to do, healing and then moving on. But this happens every day to thousands of people. And unfortunately, it's very similar to what brought down the civilization of Rome.
So I don't think anyone ever falls in love or gets into a relationship with a plan to betray another person or hurt them. And if you do, well, you're just a really shit human. But
Look, what happens is if somebody comes out of a relationship with unresolved, they'll take that unresolved into the next relationship, and they'll just keep messing people around until they end up on their own. If you leave a relationship with an issue that hasn't been resolved, that element of unresolved within you will go with you, no matter how hard you try and hide it. And it will get you again and again and again and again until time's run out, you've got nothing left, and you're just left sitting in a heap with your unresolved. And there's nothing grand or grandiose about that.
The goal of these videos, as I post bits, so it's a long story, bits and pieces, is just to unpack where the breakdown was, what happened, and why it happened.
Look at the damage that she's done to herself. Absolute carnage and damage. And this is what happens to these women. And some women just bounce on and ruin themselves even more to try and justify their unresolved. I don't understand it. Good men stop and go, hang on a sec, right, got dudded there, let's try and get some strength back into the system. Let's regroup, let's, sort this out. Don't worry about the crap that might be going on from the other side. They caused the problem in the first place. And rebuild. Just rebuild.
As I post bits.
Like this Mrs.'s husband, he sorted himself out and got remarried. She's still lost in limbo. This is what happens, guys.
Long story, bits and pieces, is just to unpack where the breakdown was, what happened, and why it happened, and how do you move forward after that? Because entering into a new relationship and telling the person that you cheated on your ex-husband is really hard to start a new relationship that way.
I'll tell you how you move forward. You take accountability and responsibility. You go to that person and apologise, and you get on with your life. And should you tell the next bloke that you cheated? I'd find that a challenge. It wouldn't worry me, but it's like worrying about a woman's body count. It's none of your business. But I think you could turn this woman around pretty easily.
So the goal of this is to find healing and restoration and how you move forward after you do something you never thought you would do.
See, that's the thing too. You never thought you were going to cheat, and the next minute you're getting banged by somebody that really has nothing to do with your life. Happens every day, guys. You're on the ProBrick exclusive YouTube channel. with Reverend Dr. Jason W. Morrison, theologist, otherwise known as Pro Bricky. Subscribe, ring the bell, like, share, and comment, and we'll catch you on the next one.